Everybody, this is the Rogue Rockhound, and today I'm going to be polishing up some agates that I found locally here in Southwest Oregon. So let's have a look. Alright, so to start today, I'll be polishing this piece of Sagenite that I found up by Lost Creek Lake. Then I'll be moving on to some of this nice purple agate that I found up on Highway 66 outside Ashland on the Green Springs Mountain. From there, I'll be moving on to some of this blue agate. Nice fortification lines in here. And this is also from up by Lost Creek Lake. So let's get to work, see what kind of colors we got that are going to pop out with a polish, and yeah, have some fun. Probably notice that some of these are rough and some of them are cut. Well, I brought the Covington 6-inch combo unit with me today, and so I'm going to be able to do a little bit of shaping on some of these and just generally get them cleaned up. I've got a million of these geodes. I think it's time to just break this and see what's inside. So let's get a hammer and smash this sucker open. So let's just see this thing, huh? I knew it. I knew it. There was just the tiniest little cavity. Awesome. Alright, so that's what the inside looks like. Nice terminated crystals in there. Pretty cool. Other side was not too impressive. Alright, so looking at these before I'm cleaning them up. This one, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to put a whole lot of time into this. I might just keep this rough because I like the specimen. I like the whole idea of just having a chunk, especially with the basalt. So we'll see. This one just needs a little bit of work here on this edge. You can see, yeah, there's a saw leftovers. And then, yeah, I think I'm just gonna play around with these, get them cleaned up, see if they can make me any material. This I'm literally just going to get a polish on this because that's going to be a sweet cavity there. You can see it, the druzy yum yum. And this one, just a nice chunk, nice basalt. Good fortifications in there, so it'll be good. So I just noticed right there that I got that pretty nasty erosion. Not sure if I want to go much deeper. It's not really that deep, but the rest of it's coming along nicely. I still have some to work out there, but for the most part I think this is going to be a cool little specimen. So far this one's coming along nicely, just taking a long time because it's hard. Got a pretty big crack right there, but I think in the long run I'll just play with it. Call it a characteristic, right? It's good though. So on to the next. These have turned out alright so far. I think it's just going to be this face I'm going to go for. This one, you got some cracking there. Not too thrilled about that. And the fortification's just, it's okay. Now this, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do my best to get, you know, a polish on probably this and this face. Definitely this face. But this is the one I'm going to do some shaping on right now and see what I can really work with. But this is the one I have the highest hopes for. It's got a lot of character. Pretty nice. So let's get to work on that so we can get to polishing. So when you're using wheels to shape, what I like to do is find that flat edge and just make sure you're moving things back and forth. Now really what you're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do for this or all of these, is to get the flattest surface possible So then I can come over here to Frank, slap some discs on, go through my 7 stage, and get to the polish on that, because this is just a workhorse. So try to get flat face, start out with like a 50 grit, the lowest all the way, and then just go up all the way. So trying to move it along that surface, not putting a whole lot of pressure into it. Move it back and forth a little bit because it's not a very wide wheel. Kind of move it up and down. Start to get it worn down, and you can start working your way back. And you'll be able to start working on this. You can get this sharper edge down there, more bevel, and you flip it over and try to do that. Now some of this post-rock, keep it or don't, but it's going to start crumbling. So a lot of the times it's better to get rid of it when you can. A lot of this is going to be technique, right? And so when you have a bevel like this, what I like to do is go down and then back up. So you're really covering that. And you get a nice smooth edge. Shaping's coming along pretty nice. This one should turn out really nice. Oh yeah, that's turning out nice. Alright, so next stage that we're going to go through is a 50 grit on our pad, and we're going to go all the way up to 3000. Let's get to work on that. We'll do a little time lapse, show you the progress in between, you know the routine. After I go through some of these stages, I'm going to be able to see what kind of problems I'm going to start running into. So 50 is really where you're going to see a lot of work happen, should level a lot of things off, just make it all in general easier for future steps. Alright, well after the 50 there's not a whole lot to show, but some of these are looking pretty nice. The fortification lines in this one, there's like hundreds it seems. I'll have to show you a better look once I can, but yeah, everything's coming along swell. Here's after the 100 grit. Nothing too special. Now that this one's dry, you can see got some pretty even scratch marks going across. Here's a little ridge that I probably could have knocked down. I'll see if I can do it in the next stage. For the most part, we're looking pretty even. Not too bad. I think this will come out to be a nice little display. This is one that I'm really looking forward to. You can see the fortification lines in there. Really solid. Looking good. Finish is coming along nicely. This has actually been a really easy one to work. This one that I'm calling Casper, the friendly ghost, you know, has this gouge in here that I'm still actually trying to work out. You can kind of see it there, yeah. But I also kind of like it. This one I also think is going to be exceptional. You can barely see any of the fortifications in here. Those aren't scratches, those are fortifications, you see. There are a million little fortification lines in there. You'll be able to see really well when this one's polished. Should be good. This one I'd be curious if it was iris, but it's got some quartz on the back, so I don't know. I don't know much about iris, but this one's going to be exceptional for sure. Potatoes coming along nicely as well. Little potatoes are cool sometimes. This one's going to have some real character. I'm not really sure how well some of this is going to actually take. It's got some really nice, I mean there's some deeper scratches that I just need to play with a little more, but yeah, look at those fortifications coming into the new mineral. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So as I'm going through these stages, I'm just making sure that in real even surface coverage with the pad, applying even pressure, making sure that I rinse it off up there in the water every once in a while, and yeah, just stay consistent. You get a nice finished product. Except for a big crack in there, huh? What Quest is working on. Big old chunk of fire opal. So it's time to move on to the 400. Everything's looking nice and smooth. Oh yeah. Into the 800 after that. Do the 15 and then a 3000. Get a nice polish on these today. Yeah, so now that I'm on about 800, putting about half as much pressure onto the pad as I was before. Still moving it around quite a bit. Haven't reduced the water at all. Time for the 1500. Alright, so 3000, final stage, time to do it. You can already see a nice mirror shine on some of these. Smooth as it gets. Can't wait to show you the end result. Alright, so here's the finished product. A nice mirror finish on some of these. Now they're definitely flawed, I will say that. I didn't do these sides, but I did get a nice mirror finish on this one. Same here, but there are some flaws. Probably end up at some point going back and doing these in greater detail. You can see even the scratches right here on the edge, but for the most part, this material is really nice to work with, but when you're doing so many of them at a time, if you're not that skilled, then it's going to be difficult. You're going to have mistakes. The potato turned out real nice. And then the Sagenite.